the 14th National Congress of the Communist Party of Vietnam to last 6.5 days.
U.S. Danish and Greenlandic officials step up engagements.
The U.S. confirms a list of 75 countries and territories under a temporary visa processing suspension.
Hello, so good to see you again in today's news. I'm Hoàng Yên, and here we go, the first step of the show. The 14th National Congress of the Communist Party of Vietnam is expected to be held over 6.5 days, 1 day and a half shorter than the previous time's Congress. Paper documents will be replaced with digital materials delivered to delegates via tablets.
Head of the party's Central Committee's Commission for Information, Education and Mass Mobilization Trinh Van Quay affirmed that preparations for documents to be submitted to the Congress have been identified as a task of special political importance. The work has been carried out thoroughly, methodically, scientifically, and democratically. The draft documents not only review the achievements of the past 5 years but also define objectives and tasks for the next term, clearly reflecting strategic thinking, a long-term vision, and development orientations for the country through the mid-21st century. Regarding the application of information technology for the Congress, an estimated 1.000 pages of documents per delegate will be distributed via tablets, fully replacing paper materials used at previous Congresses. Additional software will be used to compile delegates' opinions, support security cards, and serve other functions.
Senior officials from the United States, Denmark, and Greenland just held key meetings in Washington after U.S. President Donald Trump repeatedly made controversial statements regarding control of the Arctic island of Greenland.
Danish Foreign Minister Lars Løkke Rasmussen said a high-level working group would be established and is expected to meet in the coming weeks to seek a common solution on security issues. While respecting Denmark's red lines, he stressed that any demands for the United States to take ownership of the vast, self-governing territory are completely unacceptable. Greenland is regarded as strategically vital in the Arctic, lying along the Arctic Silk Road, a new maritime route that could cut shipping times between Asia and Europe by around 40%. The island is also estimated to hold about 1.5 million tons of rare earth reserves, ranking 8th globally. In addition, Greenland hosts the U.S. Missile Defense Early Warning Radar System and the Pitofik Space Base, which play a critical role in monitoring missile launches across the Arctic.
On January 14th, the U.S. Department of State confirmed that the administration of President Donald Trump is suspending the processing of immigrants' visas for 75 countries and territories.
For negotiation.
U.S. State Department Deputy Spokesperson Tommy Pigott said visa processing for these countries and territories will be temporarily suspended while the department reviews immigration procedures to prevent the entry of foreign nationals who may rely on social assistance and public benefits. The suspension applies only to U.S. immigrant visas for those seeking permanent residence, and does not affect short-term visas for temporary workers, students, tourists, or World Cup-related travel.
Upcoming are some updated news.
In 2026, Nghệ aims for GRDP growth of 10.5 to 11.5%, up from 8.44% in 2025, while accelerating a shift toward a more intensive growth model anchored in science and technology, digital transformation, and green transition. To achieve double-digit growth, the province has identified 9 key task groups, focusing on implementing central strategic resolutions, leveraging special mechanisms under Politburo Resolution 39, boosting infrastructure investment, attracting investment, and promoting sustainable development.
The more than 11 km long metro line, with a total investment of over 55 trillion Vietnamese dongs, broke ground on January 15, marking the start of an accelerated phase toward Ho Chi Minh City's goal of developing 187 kilometers of urban rail over the next 5 years. The project is among key transport works launched to mark the 14th National Congress of the Communist Party of Vietnam. The Ben Ton Tham Luang metro line spans nearly 11.3 kilometers. Running from Ben Ton Station to Tham Luang Depot, most of the route, over 9 kilometers, will be underground, with the remainder consisting of transition sections, elevated tracks, and depot access lines. The line will include 10 underground stations, including Ben Ton, 1 elevated station, and a depot. Ho Chi Minh City aims to complete the project by 2030.
According to preliminary reports from 28 of 34 localities, more than 5.88 million people nationwide, including war veterans, social assistance beneficiaries, and social pension recipients, have received TED gifts from the party and the state to mark the 14th National Congress and the Lunar New Year of the Horse 2026. Of these, over 2.36 million people received payments via bank transfer, accounting for more than 40%, while more than 3.5 million received cash. Each recipient was given 400 Vietnamese dongs. Many localities worked continuously to complete the distribution ahead of TED, ensuring social welfare.
For many years, tens of thousands of white storks have seasonally settled at Bao Khoi in Đài Camille, Nghệ An province, where they have been effectively protected through collective efforts by local residents. More in the story today.
Bao Khoi is a vast wetland surrounded by low hills. In the past, it remained waterlogged year-round, with abundant lotus and fish, while dense shrubs created a favorable habitat for birds. Since 2020, tens of thousands of white storks have returned to Bao Khoi for seasonal residence, typically arriving in July-August and departing around the start of spring.
Storks first settled in the area in 1976 but later left after the wetland was reclaimed for rice cultivation. From 2020 to now, they have returned in very large numbers.
The storks roost at Bao Khoi in the late afternoon and leave at dawn to forage. Viewing their presence as a positive sign of ecological recovery, residents of Hung Tui and Tan Sun villages have joined forces to protect the birds, forming community self-management teams.
When we detect illegal hunting, we explain to people that the birds must be protected and report cases to the commune authorities for handling. The storks have so far been kept safe.
To strengthen protection, the Tan Chuang Forest Protection Department has coordinated with local authorities to conduct patrols, strictly handle illegal hunting, and install dozens of warning signs in key areas.
About 50 warning signs have been erected, significantly reducing wildlife poaching.
Sustained and practical efforts by authorities and local residents in Dai Dong Commune are making an important contribution to protecting wildlife, particularly migratory birds and storks that seasonally inhabit Bao Khoi.
The last story descended our news today. Thank you so much for your attention. Goodbye for now.